Hi everyone. So welcome to the stream today. Really excited for having you back on the stream as we look at some few issues that we must understand for our preparation towards July 2026 ICAG examination. And this is also going to be a Q&A session where I'm going to be answering some of the questions that you have to share my thought on some of the few things you must understand when it comes to the ICA going into July 2026 examination date. And I'm hoping that it is going to be an interesting session as we have the discussion in respect of that. Now, for those of you who sat for the March 2026 examination, results should be out around 27th of this month. All right. So about next week ish, in respect of that, we are going to be having the results coming in about around 27th of this month. 27th. That is let's go. Let's see. Yeah, next week Friday. So hopefully next week Friday or by next week Friday, boom, the results are going to be released and you're going to be seeing where you stand generally at the end of the day for the March 2026 examination. But as you prepare for July 2026, there are a few things that you must understand when it comes to dealing with the ICAG subject combination and various other issues that you must understand generally in respect of the examination. And that is what we want to share our thoughts on the stream today. So let me hear from you. Any questions you have for me, something you want me to share my thought on, put it in the comment section or the chat for me. Also, remember to share the stream with others so that we can get a lot of people joining the stream and we can help many people to prepare well for the examination and most importantly be in the position to pass the exam at the end of the day for the July 2026 examination. Now, the first thing I want to quickly share my thought on relates to the issue about subject combination because many a times people have challenge with the subject combination. Hey, Nhyira, which subject do you write with the other in order to optimize your position to pass the examination at the end of the day? And so the first thing we want to share our thoughts on will be subject combination. Let me bring up my screen quickly and then let's see if I can show you this here in respect of that. Okay, so my screen should be up. Let's see. Okay, so my screen is up. Let's go. So first things first will be subject combination. I mean, which subject should you combine with another in order to optimize your position to pass the examination? First thing will be the level 2 papers. Okay, so chances are you have exemption from the level 1 and so you are coming in the level 2. Now, there are some papers that must be done together in order to optimize your position to pass the examination. I see some of you guys joining. You are welcome. Give us a thumbs up on the video, share the video, but most importantly, let me hear from you in the comment section or the chat. Any questions you have for me, something you want me to share my thought on, put it in the comment section or the chat for me. I will really be glad to assist you and answer your questions for you. So first things first, in level 2, subjects such as financial reporting combined with public sector accounting and finance will be a good combination. So financial reporting, public sector accounting, and finance will be a good combination. Now, the question we need to ask ourselves will be why? Why should you do these two papers together? A number of reasons why. The first one relates to the accounting standards. Okay, the accounting standards. And so when it comes to the accounting standards, in the public sector, you're going to be dealing with the IPSAS. But then in the financial reporting, you're going to be dealing with the IFRSs or if you want the IASs in respect of that. But the thing about the accounting standards is that there are relationships between the standards, and so it makes it to be easier at the end of the day. So for instance, you can look at something like IPSAS 17, property, plant, and equipment in the public sector, and that is similar to IAS 16, property, plant, and equipment. You can look at IPSAS 12. inventories, and that is equivalent to IAS 2 inventories. You can look at IPSAS 16. That is investment property. That is equivalent to IAS 40 in respect of that. You can look at something like IPSAS 2, right? Cash flow statement, and that is the same as IAS 7 cash flow statement. You can look at something like IPSAS, is it 4? Events after the reporting period is the same as IAS 10. And so what happens here is that a lot of the accounting standards are going to be almost the same thing. Yes, although you are in the public sector, it's going to have the same principle, just a little crystallized at the end of the day to ensure that you understand what is going on for the most part when it comes to the examination. So that is the first key thing you must understand when it comes to the relationship between financial reporting and corporate reporting, and that is the accounting standards. And so that is why doing these two papers together helps you a lot, or doing one after the other helps you a lot, because a lot of the accounting standards are going to be similar. The second reason why this is also important for you to do it together is likely because of the examination structure. So let me explain what I mean by the exam structure. So for instance, you are going to be having a dedicated accounting standard question in each of the papers. So in public sector, question 2, 20 marks will be on the IPSAS, the International Public Sector Accounting Standards. Then in the financial reporting class, question 2, you are going to be having the accounting standards coming in. So you're going to have a dedicated question, 20 marks coming in respect of the accounting standards in public sector and in financial reporting. The second thing has to do with financial statement preparation. In public sector, the financial statement preparation is question 1. In the financial reporting class, financial statement preparation is going to be question 3. Now, although the pro forma of the financial statements are going to be different, you are going to be applying similar accounting standards, because you're going to be calling on IPSAS 17, you're going to be calling on IAS 16, you're going to be calling on IPSAS 2, you're going to be calling on IAS 2, you're going to be calling on other accounting standards to be able to prepare the financial statements for covered entities in the private sector, just like how you're going to be doing it in the public sector. So that is the second thing you must understand. Then the third thing about the exam structure has to do with evaluation of financial statements. Okay, evaluation of financial statement. Yes. Now, one thing you must understand is this. In the public sector, there are 3 models, approaches, or frameworks used to evaluate the financial performance, position, and financial condition of covered entities or a country as a whole. And so in the public sector, we're going to have common size statements, we're going to have ratio analysis, then we're going to have budget variance analysis. In financial reporting, we have only 2 approaches or models that can be used to evaluate the financial performance and position of entities, and that is common size statement and then ratio analysis. So in the private sector, that is in financial reporting, we're not going to be doing anything like budget variance analysis, where we are comparing the budget with the actual. We're not going to do that in the financial reporting class. That will be done under flex budgeting in the management accounting class when it comes to dealing with evaluation of financial statement. And so that is another reason why you have to do the 2 subjects together, because again, the knowledge of how you analyze the cash flow, you use the common size or do common size analysis and ratio analysis, the calculations are going to be similar, only that we are going to have a little contextualization in the private sector ratio analysis, and then also in the public sector ratio analysis concept. But on the overall, the law is the law, the principle is the principle at the end of the day. So that is the second core reason why you need to study these 2 subjects together. So accounting standards, the fact that they are related with each other. Yes, one is in the private sector, the other is in the public sector, but they are related, and the principle is the principle. You just have a little contextualization. Then the exam structure, the fact that we're going to have dedicated 20 marks accounting standards, the fact that we're going to be preparing financial statements and we would have to know how to deal with the issues about the application of the IPSAS in the preparation and presentation of financial statement, and most importantly, evaluation of financial statement. And so that is the second reason why doing these two papers together really optimize your position to ultimately pass the examination. And so if you're in the level 2 and you are now starting out from level 2, first combination will be financial reporting and public sector accounting and finance. I mean, sometimes people reach out and they are like, yo, Nhyira, I'm in level 2. I'm now starting. I want to do public sector and management accounting. No, that's not a good combination. Financial reporting, public sector accounting and finance, that is a better combination for you to deal with at the end of the day in respect of that. Now, aside this combination, the second styling of combination can be management, accounting, and then financial management. Management, accounting, and financial management. Now, we don't have a lot of similarities in these two subjects, but then there is a 15 marks question in each of them that relates to public sector issues, which will help you. So, for instance, in the management accounting, we have the role of the management accountant in the public sector, or if you want, management accounting in the public sector. And so if we look at the role of the management accountant or the role of management accountants in the public sector, we are going to have 15 marks question on that. Now, the role of management accounting in public sector, there are a couple of things there like investment appraisal. And so the various methods of appraising project, like you are dealing with NPV, IRR, ARR. Then the public sector exclusive methods like the cost benefit analysis, the benefit to cost ratio, dealing with the cost effectiveness analysis, or if you want the cost outcome analysis. All of those are methods that can be used by an entity, a covered entity, to evaluate its performance. And so for the introductory areas in respect of the issue about dealing with how we look at project appraisal in the private sector, in financial management, you're going to have 15 marks question on project appraisal as well there. Investment appraisal. And so the IRR, ARR, and all of those methods, NPV, all of those methods, payback period, you see that the knowledge will be cutting across in respect of that. So that is an alternative combination. Now, before you do any of these papers, that is management, accounting, and financial management, you should have done public sector accounting, especially to make it easier for you in that 15 marks public sector area, because you can easily cruise through it because you have a deeper understanding of how public sector accounting works from the public sector class. So then it will now make your management accounting or financial management studies a little bit easier when it comes to the public sector aspect in these subjects. So that is also another combination that we can do in the level 2 when it comes to the subject combination. So management accounting, public sector accounting and finance, public sector accounting and finance and financial reporting, management accounting, and then FM. Now, then we come to the level 3. In the level 3, 4 papers are available there, right? So 4 subjects, as you know already. As I tell my students always, it is important you understand what is going on generally at the end of the day and look at the combination well. And so the best practice is to maybe take them in 2s. Now, I'm going to come back to that in a moment, but then you're going to take them in 2. So option 1 will be for you to go for corporate reporting and advanced audit and assurance. That's option number 1. Why are these papers important or should be done together? Because there is a lot that we can do. Look at it. We have ethics in corporate reporting. Ethics is in advanced audit and assurance. Yes, the structuring of the questions are going to be different because in advanced audit and assurance, we are looking at ethics from the perspectives of the audit firm, from the perspective of the accountant, and so the structuring of the questions will be different. In the corporate reporting class, we are looking at ethics from the perspective of just the accountant, and so normally the structuring of the question is also going to be in a different format, but ethics will be in the 2 areas. Then the accounting standards, the IFRSs, the IASs, are in corporate reporting and they are applicable in advanced audit and assurance. Because one of the thematic areas in advanced audit and assurance is the audit procedures and audit evidence. And that is a 20 marks question waiting for us in the exam hall when it comes to advanced audit and assurance. And so what happens there is that the examiner is going to be presenting you a question on audit procedures. Now, normally, the subject matter issues that the examiner will present you with when it comes to audit procedures will be in respect of application of some accounting standards. And so your knowledge in the accounting standards will be helping you well to excel in the advanced audit and assurance in respect of that. And so that is what you must understand, because the corporate reporting tells you about the financial statement and the various things there. Then the advanced audit and assurance helps you to walk through the journey in respect of how those financial statements can be examined or can be audited by an entity. So that is what you must understand. That's the first combination. But this is another thing you must understand. Sometimes people are not exempted from principles of taxation. So if it happens that you wrote principles of taxation, stay with me carefully. So if it happens that you wrote principles of taxation in the level 2, right? So it's fresh. So maybe this semester you wrote principles of taxation as your final paper, then it will be prudent for you to go with option 2, and that is to do taxation and case study. Tax and strategic case study. Why? Because you want the knowledge to continue. You get the idea? So option 2 is to do advanced taxation, AT, and then strategic case study. And the reason for this option is because you have done principles of taxation in the previous diet, right? So it's fresh. Now, the difference between principles of taxation and advanced taxation is just a thin line. There is nothing big like that there. Just a thin line. It's not that much, because everything in principles of taxation is an advanced taxation plus a little more. Just like how in corporate reporting, everything in financial reporting is there, plus the additional issues that you must understand in respect of that. And so, if you have written principles of taxation in the previous diet, in the just ended diet, and you are going into level 3, then in order to use the principles of taxation knowledge, it is prudent for you, it will be prudent for you to do advanced taxation with strategic case study, so that you can easily take the knowledge and utilize the knowledge in respect of the next examination diet when it comes to that. So that is another option for combination to help you to go. But as I said, if you are coming in and your final paper in level 2 was, say, financial reporting and corporate public sector, or management accounting and financial management, and you're coming fresh into level 3, then you have to take the corporate reporting and advanced audit and assurance. But if you're coming in with some knowledge in principles of taxation, boom, you have to take the advanced taxation and strategic case study, so that you can easily implement or apply the knowledge that you have acquired in the previous examination diet in the advanced taxation, and then take your life to the next level at the end of the day. So that is what you must understand here when we talk about the subject combination and the relationship between the subject. I see some of you guys joining. Let me know if there are any questions you have, something you want me to share my thought on. Please don't hesitate. Put it in the comment section for me. I want to hear from you. I want to see and open my chat here as well to see if I am up here. So if there are any questions, please put it in the comment section or the chat for me. We are also live on TikTok and also live on LinkedIn. I don't know. Let's see. I want to make sure that for some reason LinkedIn stream not showing. So please check. Yeah, check. So I'm seeing some questions coming up. Let's see if I can take them quickly, then we can continue with the discussion. Please note that it's a live Q&A session, so if there are any questions you have, please don't hesitate to bring them up because I want to quickly help you. Marcos Carlos said, I'm from Angola. All right, Marcos, thank you for joining us from Facebook. Then the next one said, Victor Droko. Sorry if I don't mention your name right. Okay, Victor. What do we have here? I wrote AAA and CR. The results are not out. Can I write advanced taxation? Yeah, the results will be out hopefully next week by 17th, right? So sorry, by 27th. Next week, Friday, the results should be out. All other things being equal. So when the results come, you will know your position. But then the next subject that you can start studying, I don't know, do you have only advanced taxation remaining? Because if you start for the advanced audit and corporate reporting in level 3, it means that you are still left with case study and advanced taxation. So I don't know, Victor, give me some context here. Do you have only advanced taxation left in level 2? Give me some context here so that I can understand what is going on. But definitely you can go for the advanced taxation as your next paper in the level 3 if you are able to pass all of the other 2 papers that you already sat for. Any other questions for me? Put it in the comment section or the chat. I'm trying to see if I can pull up other platforms' comments here. So Victor, give me some context and then let me see. Okay, so Victor has responded. Let's see if I can bring that back. Left with case study and advanced taxation. Okay, yeah. So, and do you want to take the advanced taxation and case study one after the other? That's why you want to write advanced taxation only in respect of that. So yes, you can write advanced taxation as your next paper. All right. You can write advanced taxation as your next paper. That is not a big deal there because in the advanced taxation, there is ethics there in advanced taxation. So you wouldn't have a problem in respect of the application. When you go to strategic case study later, so no problem. You can do the advanced taxation, Victor, if that is your next line of action in respect of that. And then let me also throw this out quickly. Our registration is currently ongoing for the July 2026 in the examination. So 2026 examination. So if you want to register, get access to our premium content, join our community, study under my mentorship, and then get access to our examination analysis document and be assisted for the examination, then you have to reach out. Call us 05011492996. You're going to be seeing the number and you will be assisted in respect of that. Kapa Andrew Abraham, forgive me if I don't mention your name right, okay? Just forgive me if I don't mention your name right. Good afternoon, sir. I want to start my ACCA journey. Next, which papers you were advised to start with? If you say you're starting your ACCA journey, what's your qualification? Are you coming in with a first degree? Are you coming in with another qualification? Or you're going to be starting raw from level 1? So Andrew Abraham, please give me some context. Then I can advise you on the papers that you need to take. Okay? Which level are you starting with, Andrew? Which level? Are you coming in from the at the knowledge level, skill level, or professional level? Let me know so that I can give you the subject combination. Because if you are coming in level 2, right, skill level, then you are going to be dealing with maybe doing financial reporting and doing some other subjects there. So please give me some context and let me help you there. Okay, so Victor is coming in as well. Let's see. My strategy was to write advanced taxation in July and write case study in November. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay, Andrew. Sorry, Victor. That's okay. Okay, because you don't want to overburden yourself. And so if you are going to be realistic and take them like that, that's good. So it's a good strategy, Victor. I have to say, you can use that strategy and you should be able to be successful. So if you take the advanced taxation in July, boom, and you pass it, then in November you can focus on strategic case study as the only paper, and boom, you should be able to finish this by December, right? So that as you are celebrating the holidays, the Christmas and all those things, you are celebrating to become a chartered accountant generally. So it's a good strategy, Victor. I would say you stick to that strategy and work hard, and you should be able to be done by the end of this year with your qualification. Okay? So that's an acceptable strategy there. Any other questions? Let's see. I'm trying to pull up comments from other platforms, but for some reason, it's not showing on my dashboard here. So let me just see. Okay, so Andrew Abraham said, I have first degree in applied accounting. Okay. Okay. So it means that you are going to be getting exemption from the knowledge level, possibly. And have you applied? So you have to register with the ACCA. And let's talk about this quickly. Why do you want to do ACCA? Okay, because there are two things, right? And we looked at a video, we discussed this in the previous or in another episode that has been posted on our socials. The difference between ACCA and CA, right? Which one should you go for and why? So, Andrew, why are you choosing ACCA over the CA? Why? What's the goal? What's the objective? Okay, we have to look at that. But let me answer your question, then I'll come back to that. So, you are likely to have an exemption in the level 1, which is the knowledge level. And so for subject combination wise, I don't know how many subjects you can handle, okay? Because you can write a paper or you can write 2 papers or something like that. But then just like how we discussed here, you can do financial reporting with audit and assurance, okay? It's a good combination, financial reporting, audit, and assurance. Then you can do performance management and then financial management together. Performance management and financial management together as a combination. Then you can wrap it up with corporate law and taxation. Andrew, you get the idea? So financial reporting and advanced audit and assurance, performance management and financial management, and then taxation, and then corporate law. All depends on the exemption that you get and then the number of subjects you want to write in each examination date. So it depends. Maybe you want to write 2 for each examination date, and which means that you have to take time to prepare well. If not, then you can decide to write a paper a date. It all depends on your goals and your objectives. But to your question on the subject combination, these are the subject combinations that I can give you, Andrew, in respect of your understanding that you must have when it comes to the examination. So again, financial reporting, advanced audit and assurance, performance management, financial management, taxation, and then corporate and business law. These will be a combination that will be appropriate in respect of that. Now, let me come back to that question quickly. Difference between the CA and ACCA. Why? Which one is better? Which one should you go for? Which one should you start with? It depends, okay? But you need to understand the difference. ACCA is a global certification. What does that mean? It means that when you do ACCA UK, it is recognized in a lot of countries. And so if you go to any country at all and you want to work anywhere, chartered accountant, ACCA, a member of ACCA, yeah, you can get the job easily. You can get opportunities easily. But this is what you must understand. If you have the ACCA and you travel to any country at all, there are certain positions, certain accounting roles, you cannot get them unless you have their local CA or CPA in that jurisdiction. So yes, the ACCA is a global certification, gives you that position, but it gives you that recognition or that branding. However, there are certain positions you can have, just like here in Ghana. You cannot sign financial statements or hold certain positions here in Ghana if you just have ACCA and you are not a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana, which is CA. You get the idea? So that is it. So the ACCA global certification. The CA is more jurisdictional. So CA Ghana, CA Nigeria, right? That is local jurisdiction. And the difference is that right now, because of the way syllables have been structured, the CA is equally going to be recognized in other jurisdictions as well, because when they look at the syllable structure, they look at the courses, content, and everything, it's sort of representing or it's sort of reflecting what you see in ACCA for the most part. So even if you do the CA, you still have that recognition in other jurisdictions. But as I said, there are certain positions you would have to be a CA or CPA in that jurisdiction to be able to hold those certain positions at the end of the day. Then the second thing has to do with usually the cost involved in it. And so, for instance, the ACCA, you're going to be paying pounds, right? So normally that is considered to be expensive. But your local CA, you're going to be paying in the local currency. So that's cheaper at the end of the day. Then it also depends on you, what you see yourself doing. And so normally students will be like, oh yeah, I want to do ACCA. Yeah. Yeah, it's good to do the ACCA, but you need to be careful, because if you're not careful, after doing the ACCA, you may not get job directly in certain positions that you want until you have converted. But here's the deal. Sorry. Here's the deal. Whether you do ACCA first or the CA first, at the end of the day, you can convert to the other. But here's the strategy for about 90% of you. For about 90% of you, you are better off doing the CA first. Okay? Why? Because that's local currency, that is cheaper. It equally gives you that opportunity, that international leverage in respect of this day and age and the syllable structure in many jurisdictions, especially if you're in Ghana or you're in Nigeria, the syllable structure and the coverage. And so you are better off first doing the CA locally. Okay, your local CA. It's in Ghana's, it's in your local currency. That will be less expensive. Now, examinations are written here in Ghana, for instance, 3 times in a year. So you have March, that was just written this month. We have July coming up. Then we have November coming up. So exams are written 3 times in a year. So you can become a chartered accountant in the shortest possible time. And then when you are done, you could get a job and get some money and pay for the exemptions for the ACCA. And then any other subject that you're supposed to write, you write them. And then you add the ACCA to your qualification if you so wish. Same thing happens. If you do the ACCA and you want to hold certain positions here in Ghana or in your country, then you can easily convert your ACCA to the local CPA or the qualification that you are doing there. You pay for the exemptions. There are certain subjects you are going to be writing. Then you write those subjects, and then you can have the 2 as well. So that is the relationship, differences, similarities between ACCA and then the CA. So the decision is yours on how you go ahead, because the reason I covered that quickly is because sometimes people are contemplating, oh, Charlie, ACCA is better than ICA or CA. ACCA is better than my local CPA. No. It's about your goals. It's about your objectives. And as I said, 9 out of 10, you are better off doing your local CA because it is cheaper. You can finish it in a record time. Then after that, you get a job, then you can pay for the exemptions to add the ACCA to it if you so wish. So that is just something I want to draw your attention on the differences between the ACCA and then the CA in respect of that. So that's it. Any other questions for me? I see some of you guys joining. You are welcome. It's a live Q&A session providing you with some strategies on subject combination, advice, and recommendations. So if there are any questions you have, something you want me to share my thought on, please put it in the comment section or the chat for me, and I'll be excited to answer your question. So Victor said, thank you. All right. It's a pleasure, Victor. Any other questions for me, please put it in the comments or the chat for me. Want to hear from you. If there are any other questions. Okay, so I'm seeing a chat coming up. Let's see if we can bring it up here. Richard, I can't pronounce your last name. Richard Chingwe. Sorry if I don't pronounce your name right, okay? Let me just stay with the first name, Richard, okay? Or Richard. Richard. All right, Richard. I am doing CA Zimbabwe. Can I prepare adequately for AAA in June? That's Advanced Audit and Assurance in June. Yeah, you can. With the right guideline and mentorship, you should be able to. Because AAA, June, right? So you have April and May. Then June. So you have 2 months to go. Yeah, you can do a lot. If you have the right mentorship, get access to the right materials, then you should be able to put yourself in the position to pass the examination. So Richard, yes, you can prepare 2 months to go. If you have the right materials, the right guidelines, the right mentorship, you should be ready in 2 months to pass the examination. That is a little over 9 weeks from now, or maybe 10 weeks, right? I think we still have 2 weeks in March. I don't know. Am I lying? Could I be lying? Yeah, we still have like 2 weeks to go in March. Almost, right? Like 2 weeks to go in March. Almost. So you still have like 10 weeks, give and take, to go for June. So yes, you can prepare. You can get access to our content, Richard, on Advanced Audit and Assurance. You get access to our key summary videos on the subject. You get access to our main lecture videos, breaking down the discussions in respect of the various things that you must understand, as well as our practice question course, which gives you an exposure on the questions that are going to be asked, how you write out your answers, and how you describe and go through the various discussions when it comes to dealing with the examination. So you can send us a message on WhatsApp and get an enrollment into our Advanced Audit and Assurance subject, and you'll be assisted in respect of that. But I have to say, 10 weeks from now, that's enough time for you with the right guidelines, with the right mentorship to prepare adequately to pass the examination in June. So it's possible, Richard. It's possible. Let's see, what else do I have? Musab Abdallah said, hi, from Saudi Arabia. Okay, Musab Abdallah, thanks for joining us on the stream from Saudi Arabia. I think we have quite a number of countries coming in today on the stream. Thanks for joining us. And if there are any questions, please put it in the comments or the chat for me. Really want to hear from you guys. Andrew said, thank you, sir. It's a pleasure, Andrew. Any other questions for me before I get into my next discussion here? Okay, so if there are any other questions, put it in the comment section or the chat for me in respect of that. I'm trying to see if I can bring this up. And so we've spoken about the subject combination. The various subject combination that you must understand on the overall. Now, let me provide you with some strategies quickly in respect of what you need to understand. You see, the professional qualification examination is different from what you did in your first degree, in your MBA or MSc. So if you are coming into the professional qualification examination, you need to understand that the lifestyle, the strategy, the examination approach, and everything is different from your MBA, MSc, PhD, or whatever the heck you are coming out with. The reason that is important is because many a times people coming into the professional qualification and they think, oh, Charlie, they can just sit around, and no, no, no. Because in the professional qualification examination, your destiny is determined within 3 hours. And that 3 hours, you are going to have the opportunity to provide answers to the questions that have been given to you within 3 hours. Sometimes 3.5 hours, depending on the paper you are writing in certain professional examinations, and boom, it's done. So the question you need to ask yourself is, what do you need in order to optimize your chances to do this thing as quickly as possible? Because you see, ACCA is not difficult. ICAG is not difficult. It's easy. You can pass the examination. If you have the right mentorship, you have the right material, and you have the right assistance, you should be able to pass the examination in record time. So what do you need? What do you have to do? The first thing is, and I've said this over and over again, is to have the right mindset, understanding that this is a professional qualification exam. Unlike your first degree, MBA, PhD, and those things where your grading system works gradually. You are given project works, you do internal assessments, you do end of semester examination and all of those things. And that cumulatively is what is used for your GPA, your grading. And at the end of the day, in the professional qualification examination, you are not awarded progressively. Your results is going to be based on what you do during that 3-hour session in the exam hall. So you need to have the mindset to understand how you prepare yourself for that 3 hours. What does that mean? It means then that you have to spread your studies over a period of 12 weeks. For example, the question that Richard asked a moment ago about whether he can prepare adequately for the June examination, advanced audit and assurance, yes. But then you need to spread your studies across the 10 weeks. So you need to have a steady plan. Listen, I didn't say timetable. A timetable is just, oh, Monday I have financial reporting, Tuesday I have strategic case study, Wednesday I have corporate reporting, that kind of thing. That is a timetable. But a steady plan breaks down each subject into the topical areas, so that at each session, you know exactly what you are doing under specific topics at the end of the day. So you prepare a steady plan over the 10 weeks period, over the 12 weeks period, so that every week, every day, you must commit. So weekly, you must commit between 12 to 15 hours to personal studying. Because if you sit down, well, one thing we see a lot why the pass rate for the professional qualification examination is always lower is because the average ACCA student or ICA student especially will sit down 3 days to the examination. That's where they start being serious. But you cannot make this journey in record time with that attitude. No. So you must have a different mindset and spread your studies over a period of 12 weeks. Maybe you have 10 weeks over a period of 10 weeks. And you have to commit yourself that every week you're going to do something. You're going to commit about 12 to 15 hours to self-studies. Going over the things that you have studied, solving questions, going ahead of even the lectures that you are attending somewhere, and putting yourself in the position to prepare adequately. Because you see, that 3 hours will take life out of you literally. So if you are not prepared emotionally, mentally, spiritually, psychologically, you are going to crash in the 3 hours. And the reason why a lot of people crash in the examination during that 3-hour period is because they are stressed out. They wait a week to the examination, then they said, oh, HR Nancy is organizing some intervention somewhere. And then they attend that intervention. Charlie, this person is an examiner. This person is the god of the, this paper. Charlie, hey, Charlie. You will fail the exam. You will fail. Because you see, there is no 3 hours, 6 hours magic class anywhere. that will help you to pass the examination if you have not been studying. There is nothing like that. So instead of sitting down, wasting your time, giving yourself excuses so that you can attend a magical intervention class by Eja Nancy or Kwekwa Nancy somewhere, sit down and spread your studies over the 12-week period. And that is what our mentorship program does. We don't do any miracle because there is nothing anyway. I tell my students every day, right from session 1, I said, hey, listen, everything is spread over. During our executive leadership masterclass, we have 2 weeks executive leadership masterclass. All we are doing is giving our student the examination analysis document and then walking them through the various things that they must understand. There is nothing dramatic. There is nothing Bayesian because it's a systematic approach in our mentorship program. So if you want to pass this examination and finish this professional qualification in record time, then you must commit yourself to do something every week. Listen, the way the professional qualification examination is different from your MBA, is different from your MSc, is different from your first degree. And so that is what you must understand. Commit yourself. So maybe you're going to sit for the exam in July. Okay, have you started studying for the exam? No, Nhyira. I'm waiting for the results. Okay, the results are going to be released next week, Friday, all other things being equal, 27th of March, 2026. So next week, Friday, the results are going to be released, all other things being equal, or maybe before then, in respect of that. Okay, so when the results are released, are you going to start studying? Some people have already started studying for the July examination. Why? Because you need to spread the studies. The syllabus is a lot. Like there are a lot of things in the syllabus that you must understand in order for you to pass the examination. So you cannot wait 3 weeks to the exam, 2 days to the exam, 3 days to the exam and say, hey, Charlie, I'm going to attend some magical class and voila, you'll be able to pass the examination. It's not going to work. So that is what I want you to understand, that if you are going in for the July examination, break down your studies into 12 weeks, into 10 weeks. Every week, you're going to commit 12 to 15 weeks. Now, you're going to say, Nhyira, I'm busy. No, you are not busy. Nhyira, I don't have time. You are lying. You have a lot of time. If that means that maybe you close from work and get home and instead of watching a nice movie, you're going to shut down the TV, freshen up, and go to bed so that you're going to wake up early in the morning and do some 1 hour before going to work. So you wake up in the morning, after your quiet time, morning prayers, you pick up your book and do 1 hour or do 45 minutes before you prepare yourself for work. Or maybe after work. Because when you close from work and you are going home, the average person here in Ghana, you're going to be stuck in traffic, right? Because, I mean, for some reason, people live very far from their place of work. So people are stuck in traffic and people spend like 2 hours, 2.5 hours in traffic after work before getting home. I don't know why people do that though, but that is another story for another day. So instead of being stuck in traffic, maybe after work, if your office allows that, you can stay back and spend some 1 hour or 1.5 hours to study so that you leave the office late. And then by that time, the traffic has died down and you can get home later and freshen up and then go to bed in respect of that. It is all about discipline. It is all about commitment. It is all about extra mile to put yourself in the position to pass the examination. So don't say you are busy. Don't say, Nhyira, I don't have time. Don't say, Nhyira, my wife, my husband, my children. No. Just be realistic. Let's work out something. This week, I had a student on the call, and she was like, yo, Nhyira, I have this plan. At the end of this year, I have to be a chartered accountant. Yada, you. And I said, hey, take it easy. Slow down. How the heck are we going to achieve this? Then she was like, yeah, and she's in level 2, right? So she wants to take like 4 papers in July and then take the other 4 papers in November, and boom, she will be done. I said, okay, yeah, it's a good dream. It's a serious ambition, but let's analyze. After getting deeper into her schedule, her life, and everything, it will be suicidal. I told her straight up. I said, hey, listen, it will be suicidal for you to deceive yourself that you will do all the 4 papers in July. It will be suicidal because she has a really complex schedule and has a little window to work with. And that is realistically what I tell students. Because yeah, if you're writing more papers, I make more money, right? We make more money if you write more papers. But the question I ask myself every time is, hey, listen, what do I get when I encourage you to register for more papers and you end up going to fail? That's not a good thing. It's better you do a paper or 2 papers, prepare well for it, go in and pass. Yes, you have to be ambitious, but ambition without common sense is an absolute foolishness. And so you need to sit down, analyze how much time do you have? How much time can you commit? In the next 12 weeks, what sacrifices can you make? Based on that, how many papers can you realistically sit for? And this is not something you're going to sit down a week to the examination, 3 days to the exam, then you're going to take leave and try to camouflage and do something. No, you're going to realistically sit down and ask yourself, how many papers can I sit for? How many papers can I register for to pass the examination? If you can do that, then you can put yourself in the position to go into the exam hall and pass the examination. So look at your schedules and do the analysis yourself. Ask yourself, how many papers can I sit for the examination? If it is a paper, it's okay. Like the way, who was saying, is it Victor? Like the way Victor said. Victor is like, hey, listen, I want to write advanced taxation in July so that I can take strategic case study in November. That's okay. I'm happy with that. Because if that is what you are writing, you prepare well for it, you walk into the exam hall, register, write, and pass. That gives you more momentum than overwhelming yourself with a lot of papers and going to bomb all of them, and then you become discouraged. So do your analysis. Sit down, examine yourself, look at your schedules, and ask yourself, how can I do this? And be realistic. Yeah, I know you have a goal. Some of you have serious ambition, like the young lady's example I gave you earlier. But let's be realistic. Ambition without common sense is a suicide mission. Ambition without common sense is a suicide mission. So let's be realistic. Look at your schedules. Look at your analysis. And definitely, if you want an assistant, you want me to guide you in respect of how to plan out your studies, in respect of how to plan out your schedule, and you really need a blueprint on even subject selection, what you have to do to help you to put you in the position to pass the examination, reach out, okay? Send us a WhatsApp message. We can jump on a call, you schedule a call, we jump on a call, and boom, I can walk you through something, give you some guidelines on what you need to do so you can put yourself in the position and prepare well for the examination, and most importantly, pass the exam. So hit us up. Send us a message on WhatsApp, 050-114-9296. You can see the number scrolling below the screen. And send us a message, 050-114-9296. My assistant will set up a call with you so that we can jump on a call and I can assist you. But listen, be realistic. Do your analysis. Find out how many times, how many hours can you commit every week to study? If you are somebody who is having a lot on your plate, maybe you're a mother or you are a parent, you are working, you don't close early from work. By the time you get home, you are exhausted. Don't overwhelm yourself again and say, hey, I have a vision. This year, by hook or crook, hey, I have to become a chartered accountant. Yeah, it's a good ambition. But as I said, ambition without common sense is a suicide mission. And that is where sometimes people are discouraged. And I've been on this journey. I've seen a lot of people, and they don't follow advice, and so they become overwhelmed. And sometimes they are close to becoming discouraged. And so some people will stop, go do their MBA or go do something else. Then later on, they come back because they realize that I still need to do this. Okay, so if you have to do this, then let's work out something. Let's be realistic. If it is a paper a night, go for it. If it is 2 papers you can commit to, go for it. If you can do that, I can guarantee you, you can put yourself in the position to go into the exam hall, write the exam with confidence, and most importantly, pass the examination. So, number one, have the right mindset that this is a professional qualification examination. Your destiny is decided in 3 hours. And so the approach here is different from your MBA, your MSc, your PhD, or whatever the heck you are coming in from. That's the mindset you must have. Number two, you must spread your studies across the 12 weeks or the 10 weeks. Don't wait a week to the exam, 3 days to the exam, and think you can attend an intervention class anywhere by Eja Nancy or Kukua somewhere, and then voila, everything will come in and you will pass the examination. I can guarantee you, you will fail the exam woefully. So spread your studies across the 12 weeks and dedicate to commit between 12 to 15 weeks, 15 hours every week, 12 to 15 hours every week to study on your own. And that is watching lecture videos, solving questions, attending lectures, and all of those things. 12 hours to 15 hours every week. And how do you achieve that? Maybe sleeping early, waking up in the dawn to do something, or staying late after work to get some 1 hour or 1.5 hours for traffic to be died down before you go home. Because, I mean, why should you be stuck in traffic for 2.5 hours doing nothing, literally? So you are ideal, 2.5 hours in traffic doing nothing. So instead of being stuck in the traffic for 2 hours, how about waiting maybe 1 hour, 1.5 hours at the office to study? By that, the traffic is going to die down a little bit so that you can spend less hours commuting and increase your productivity. That is the strategy you must adopt. All right. And as I said, this is a topic that I have talked on a lot, and I don't want to get into it because, I mean, realistically, you shouldn't spend 2.5 hours in traffic going to work or coming from work. It's a suicide journey. If you do that for 10 years, you're going to die before your time, generally. I mean, it's not realistic, but, that's a story for another day, and we'll get into that in some other episode. But you need to design a strategy, what works best for you so you can pass the examination. Listen, everything I'm talking about is doable. And it's all about strategy. It's all about common sense. It's all about being realistic to yourself. And if you can do that, the sky is not the limit. It is the beginning of your progress. And so that is what I would say there in respect of how to position yourself to ensure that you pass the examination. Now, once you have the right mindset and you're able to spread your studies over the 10 weeks or the 12 weeks, definitely with the right combination, with the right mentorship, with the right community, with the right guidelines, getting access to premium content, you should be able to be ready to go into the exam hall, write the exam with confidence, and most importantly, pass the examination. Any other questions for me? I see some of you guys joining. You are welcome. Any questions for me? Put it in the comment section or the chat. Want to hear from you. Any other questions for me? Put it in the comment section or the chat for me. Want to hear from you. Let's see. I'm seeing some comments coming up. I don't know. Richard said, thank you so much. It's a pleasure, Richard. Raymond Bangura said, this is Raymond Bikamoy from Sierra Leone. Okay, Raymond. Thanks for joining us from Sierra Leone. Interesting country combination today that we are having. Saudi Arabia, Sierra Leone, Zambia, Ghana, Nigeria, Angola, and co. They're like interesting mixtures of countries on the stream today. So any other questions for me? Any other questions for me? Any other questions for me? Put it in the comments or the chat. I don't know why I'm finding it difficult to pull up comments on other platforms. I don't know. Like it's not even showing at all. My hallelujah belongs to you. You deserve it. You deserve it. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I can't even pull up TikTok. I don't know why. Can you check for me? Thank you. So, those are the things that you must understand in respect of the examination. So, two key takeaways here. Number one, results are going to be released for the March 2026 by next week. All other things being equal. Number two, July examination is going to be coming up. We have 12 weeks to go. Be realistic. Select the subject that you can. Number three, commit to spread your studies over 12 weeks. Very, very important. Commit to spread your studies over 12 weeks. Don't wait a week to the exam, 2 days to the exam, and try to out or be smart or anything. No. Just do what you have to do realistically at the end of the day. So that's the second thing that you must, the third thing, if you want to, that you must understand. Then certainly, finally, as I mentioned, lectures are ongoing. And registration is ongoing for the July 2026 examination. So if you want to register, join our community, study under my mentorship, and put yourself in the position to pass the examination, you can send us a message on WhatsApp, 050-114-9296. You can see the number below the screen there, 050-114-9296. And you will be assisted to be able to make a decision to help you to pass the examination. Seeing a comments coming up here. Musab Abdullah said, do you have a channel in YouTube? Yeah, we have a YouTube channel. We're actually streaming now on YouTube as well. Oh, okay, you are on Facebook. Yes, the same name on YouTube. Okay, Musab Abdullah. The same name on YouTube. So the Facebook page, Nhyira Premium, the same name is the channel name on YouTube. And the same name is available on all platforms. Whether even on Spotify, you can get access to our podcast, audio lectures on the go. Okay, so Spotify, YouTube, wherever you are, TikTok, just that same name, Nhyira Premium, is available there. So Abdullah, just search for Nhyira Premium everywhere on YouTube, on Spotify, everywhere you'll be able to find it. The same name. Okay? The same name to be able to get access to the channel. Okay, so I'm going to be wrapping up around here today. And for our discussion, I believe that we are preparing ourselves and gearing towards the July 2026 examination. In the next episode, we are going to be looking at a syllabus breakdown of key subjects and, most importantly, how you can guide yourself out on how you prepare a study plan, and also what you must understand generally when it comes to the examination. I'm seeing some comments coming up. Let's see if I can take them before we go. Abdullah said, thank you, it's a pleasure. Another one said, Kumi Richard said, hi, Nhyira, please, is there any advantage of writing PSA and FR before FM and MA? Yeah, I think I explained that at the beginning of the lecture. Probably you joined late, Kumi. But the issue is that there are public sector topics in financial management and also in management accounting. So if you have some knowledge in the public sector from what you will be studying in public sector accounting and finance, as you do it with the public financial reporting, that will make the public sector issues in financial management very easy for you. Because in financial management, there is PIFA there, Public Expenditure and Financial Accountability Framework, and that is in public sector. So you might have done it already if you are coming to financial management. Then you have public procurement, right? And you have public-private partnership arrangement. So public procurement, public-private partnership arrangements, all of those things, they are public sector issues. So your knowledge, your understanding of public sector related issues from the public sector class will make you to grease through those topics very easily because they are just public sector issues from the things you've studied already with some level of contextualization and adding some other topics. So that is the idea there. The public sector that you study gives you the foundation to grease through easily the public sector issues in financial management and also gives you better understanding for the public sector issues in management accounting. So, Richard, that's the idea in respect of that. That is why if these 4 papers are what you have in the level 2, you do public sector and financial reporting first, good combination. Then after that, you can do FM and MA. By then, your knowledge of the public sector that you did will be applicable and called on, and the relationship in the public sector issues in FM and MA will become much easier for you at the end of the day. So, Richard, that is what you must understand when we talk about the combination in respect of that. So that's the advantage, if you ask me, that those other topics will become much easier for you and you can understand them easily in respect of that. Kumi, Richard, let me know if that makes sense for you. If there are any other follow-up to that, I can also answer that. My hallelujah belongs to you. Okay, let me see. My hallelujah belongs to you. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve. Okay, so Kumi said, very well, thank you. All right, it's a pleasure. Okay. So as I mentioned, if there are any other questions you have, further clarifications that you are seeking for, or further guidelines, please send us a message on WhatsApp, 050-114-9296, 050-114-9296. You can see it below the screen, the number below the screen there, 050-114-9296. And you can send us a WhatsApp message. If you're outside Ghana, certainly the country code is +233. So +233 50-114-9296, +233 50-114-9296, and you'll be assisted so you can prepare well for your examination. So I'm going to wrap up here today, and make sure you stay connected, like the video, subscribe to the channel, put us on post notification, wherever you are at, okay? Whether you're on X, you're on TikTok, you're on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever. Just search for Nhyira Premium and make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and stay connected so that any updates available, you'll be able to get access. You can also get us on WhatsApp, all right? So we have our WhatsApp channel also available. We're going to be sharing about that as well, that you can follow for updates to help you to really stay connected so we can prepare you to pass the examination. So that's it about that, and I'm going to wrap up here today. And I'll see you in the next episode as we continue with our discussion. Stay safe and stay blessed.